Hello everyone, this is Amanda reporting from the floor of the shop. This is a new angle. Today I wanted to do a Stitchy travel tips video. Obviously this can work for other crafts too, but you know, we're in LNS, that's what we do. We're also going to be traveling to the Nashville Needlework Market next week, which, as a lot of you know, is a big deal. You know, we're going to be traveling with a lot of cross-stitching stuff, as are all the different designers that we're going to go see and pick up stuff from. And you know, summer's coming up, people travel a lot more in the summer, that kind of thing. And also, just as a preface, this is going to be a little bit more like US centric, just because, you know, dealing with TSA stuff. So if you're not from here and flying out of the US, like if you're visiting and flying out, this might help. Obviously check with whatever airline you're flying with. Maybe there are others, if you have any like other outside the US, like if you're in, you know, even in Canada or Mexico, or in like Europe, whatever, let us know. Like, comment down below, let us know if you have any like resources for that kind of thing, because obviously we don't really know that well. First of all, project bags. If you're not already using them, why not? I have about like 1,000 of these. I've got the large size ones like that. I've got some in medium sized ones like this guy, which we sell a couple different colors. The clear ones for some reason don't come in multiple colors, but we've got this guy. We also have the pencil size one for like your odds and ends, scissors, what have you. Those are really good. I also have this one I got from like the dollar store last year, I think. It was in like office supply type stuff. I don't know if they're still around. Dollar store stock can be kind of here, there, and everywhere, so like something like that. You can also go with like real cute ones, like our bags by Wendi, who's our local designer. She's got like the large ones, medium sized ones, smallish ones for smaller projects for pencils and stuff, or like pencil pouch sized ones. Those are a nicer option. They're obviously a more expensive option because they're handmade. And if you don't want to like risk them getting dirty, maybe don't take them with you, but they are very cute. There's obviously the just like more readily available like Ziploc bags. They make like gallon size ones and like other sizes that'll work just fine. You know, it'll get the job done. It keeps all your stuff in one place. And it's also good when you are flying and you might have to take it out to get looked at, because even if, we'll get to the like the scissor rule in a minute, but like even if it does say certain things are allowed, it is down to the TSA agent's discretion when you are flying. So it's just easier to keep all of your stuff in one spot, so you can just yank it out and be like, this is what I'm bringing with me, here you go. Lighting, obviously lighting on plane, probably not going to be the best, depending on what time of day you're flying. I'm planning on bringing, oops, it's going the wrong way, this little book light. It's got a little clamp on it. I got this at Costco, like there was like 2 in a pack for 20 bucks, something like that. I will say that these don't clamp very well onto the spring tension hoops because there just isn't that much for them to hang on to. So you could probably hang it onto the, or clip it onto your tray or something like that. If you want, you could always use one of these little selfie ring lights and clip it onto something. They're nice. I use them for taking photos. If you feel like you're probably one of those like headlamp style ones, always an option. Who knows? Needle storage. If you don't want to bring a magnet with you, because actually, you know what? I didn't actually check on whether or not needle minders would like mess with anything. I think they're probably fine. But if you want to err on the side of caution, there's always these like less strong magnet needle cases. I got this at Joann's like on clearance, I don't know, somewhat recently. It's cute. You could probably DIY one of these with like an Altoid tin. I feel like that exists somewhere on the internet. Like Pinterest probably. It seems like a Pinterest thing. You could also just leave them in like the little container that they come in, like the Boan ones that come with like a little strip of material. I feel like most of them do. That way you know what size they are, because like honestly I never know what size I'm using unless I just like poke it through and I'm like, okay, that's good. I could probably spot a 24 size needle at this point, but beyond that, I don't know. Another option are like these tube ones. We actually sell some needles in there. We have Pat's favorite needles that we sell in these larger ones. They're cheap and inexpensive, you know, they're cheap, easy to use, just pop them open, pop them closed. That's another option. You probably also use like old Tic Tac containers. Like I've seen people use bobby pins in those, or put bobby pins in those. Might be an option. Something you have lying around, you can reuse it. Reuse your plastic. Bring extra needles. You might lose them. Actually, like I've got anxiety brain, so like I always assume the worst is gonna happen. So bring extra. Just bring extra. Same with floss. Bring extra floss. Duh. Like you don't want to lose it. Somebody else recommended. I'm gonna link the other videos that I kind of used as reference for this down below. Someone referenced cutting like your lengths of, or somebody mentioned cutting your thread to like the length you're gonna work with, and then you know putting it on. I bobbinate. Maybe you could put it in contain like the Floss-A-Way bags, those kind of things. However you normally store your stuff, just to kind of save yourself a little bit of hassle, especially if you're in like a really cramped plane. Or in the car. It can be a little small, like it can be a little tight in the car. Somebody recommended bringing a container to put your orts in, the little offcuts of floss after you're done stitching. I would probably just like throw mine back into my project bag because I just throw mine out. I don't save them. I know some people save them. But yeah, they recommended like one of the like gum, like those bigger gum containers with the lids. Another option. That way you're not getting it like on the floor around you or like on your neighbor on the flight or something like that. Less to clean up, or less for somebody else to clean up. And, you know, you're not annoying the person next to you. Unless, you know, it's your friend or your spouse, then I guess you could annoy them all you want. So scissors. For the TSA rules currently, and this is, you know, February 2020, this really hasn't changed too much, but, you know, just letting you guys know. They are allowed on carry-on bags as long as they are 4 inches from the pivot point. So little ones like these, totally fine. Pivot points, obviously that spot there. Anything bigger than that has to be checked. I've seen conflicting stuff about these guys, there we go, the Clover cutters, because a lot of people say, oh, it's fine, you can bring them on, I didn't have any trouble. I wasn't sure because technically it's a concealed blade, and I'd always heard that it was not okay to keep on there, even though you do way more harm with like the scissors that are allowed on there than this guy. But TSA has an Ask TSA Twitter. I asked them because might as well go to the source instead of just listening to random people on the internet. Check your sources, people. So I asked them about thread cutters. It says, thanks for reaching out to us. Thread cutters with a blade or sharp edges must be packed in checked bags. For more information on traveling, and they sent me the link that I'm going to put down below. So yeah, if you don't want these, because they're more spendy than like those little scissors. Those little scissors are like $3. These are $8. If you don't want to risk these getting pitched, maybe just don't bring them. If you've had success, I guess, like, good on you. I am so paranoid I'm gonna get in trouble like all the time. So I get nervous, like, oh, they're gonna find drugs on me. Why do I think this way? If you don't want like cute scissors around, I would not bring my cute scissors personally, because like, again, it is down the TSA agent's discretion. Even if they are the right length, again, paranoid brain, just not gonna risk it. Bring nail clippers. Nail clippers are allowed on planes, and that way you don't have to worry about them getting thrown. They'll get the job done. You're not going to be gone that long that it's going to be too much of a hassle, so you know. I saw somebody recommend to take your large, if you're going to bring a large project, take it off of the large frame or hoop that you're using and transfer it to a smaller one. That way you can kind of scoot it around. You're going to save yourself a little bit of space, especially in smaller traveling conditions. Like I've got this big Quran piece that I'm working on for a friend, and I've got it on this guy. I just scoot it around, and it's just easier in general for me. Also, like, print off your pattern, bring a copy of your pattern, that way you don't lose it. And if you're normally working off of like a tablet device, like an iPad or one of the Android style tablets, charge it, bring power bank, download everything before you go. And even if you are, like, I don't know, if it were me, I would just download it anyway. That way I don't have to, like, waste the battery, because you don't know if you're going to get on a plane that actually has charge options. So, obviously, stretching. Stretching is really important in general, and it's good to get up and walk around a bit on the flight anyway, especially if it's a long flight. I will include a link to Anoo Crochet's hand exercises video. She obviously does crochet, but, you know, it could it can work for stitchers as well. It's just good to, you know, not cramp up, feel comfortable. We want to be comfortable. That's the important thing here. And hydrate, moisturize, do all these things. Non-greasy lotions are good because you're going to be touching your fabric a lot. You don't want to transfer grease onto your fabric. There are stitchers lotions out there. I just use Palmer's and just don't really like. I put it on like well before I'm going to touch the fabric because it usually like gets in there. So like, I don't know. I haven't had too much of a problem. What? And most importantly, research stitching shops of the place where you're going. Like, look ahead of time. You can use needletravel.com if you're going anywhere in the US because it is US only. It doesn't include Canada or Mexico. But you can just put in your state or city that you're going to, and it will give you embroidery shops, embroidery crochet shops, yarn, weaving, spinning, and quilt shops. It's really helpful, and we're on there. So if you're planning to come to Corvallis, come visit us. Obviously not next week because we're not going to be here. If you're outside of the US, I guess just do a regular internet search. Just, you know, look for like Needlework shop, like Toronto or something like that. And I'm sure there'll be something that pops up. So yeah, it's always good to, you know, throw your money at some small businesses and local places. We always appreciate it. And if you have any other recommendations or tips or anything like that, especially if you're outside the US, because I feel like, you know, when I've traveled outside the US, I was not bringing craft projects with me, so I didn't really look up any of that information. And it was also like 10 years ago, so a lot of stuff has obviously changed since then. So like, let me know. Like, recommend things. Maybe we'll do like a second part to this video sometime later if we have enough different recommendations on there. Yeah, so that's all we wanted to say today. Safe travels, all that good stuff. Happy stitching, everybody.